Howdy folks, the HEASARC has changed, and I don't necessarily mean physically. I'm sure there's plenty of stuff that's changed with it physically. I've never been to the HEASARC or GSFC or NASA. I'm not affiliated with any of those places. But what I mean by that is that the site design and web user interface over at the HEASARC has changed. It actually changed courtesy of the Wayback machine. We can see here that April 15th, 2025 was the last day of the old user interface and site design. Okay, but just to take you guys down memory lane a little bit here, April 15th, 2025 was the last day of this old user interface right here and design for the HEASARC, and I'm not going to lie, I really miss it. You know, it's kind of like a burger joint or like a taco joint, whatever restaurant, whatever place you like to hang out at, changing up its design, doing renovations, and it doesn't feel the same. Like the cracks in the wall aren't there, the pictures on the wall are in different places, the seats are just too clean, too new. I don't know, but I really do miss this design quite a bit. I understand why they're doing it, but this design actually first came around, though, based on the Wayback machine, April 1st, 2011, or at the very least, this is the first reference that I could find of this web UI, which means this web UI had been around for 14 years. And as we go through this, the first time I went through this myself before deciding to even make a video about it, and these changes just made me feel really, really old, okay? February 26, 2011 is the last reference that I could see of this version of the HEASARC's web UI, and you can look at this and you can see like what's on the RSS feed, and my God, it's just wild and interesting to see that. And the first reference I could find of this would be like the third version. So this old version here, this one that changed, this would be version 4, lasted 14 years, and this one right here, version 3, went from 2004 to 2011, and so that marked 7 years of this. And yeah, it's crazy to take a look back and see this. I mean, I obviously wasn't using the HEASARC when this is what it looked like, but it's crazy to look back and see some of these designs. But before that, February 8th, 2004, this is version 2 of the HEASARC's web UI or web design. I'm sure that I'm missing something here with all this white, maybe not. And the first reference I could find of that came from October 12th, 1999, and I'm sure that there are plenty of you that are used to seeing this, back in the day, because I know that some of you older researchers or astronomers, astrophysicists, whatever you want to call yourselves, were using the HEASARC back in the day at this point in time. And then this is version 1, though. Version 1, April 28th, 1999. The oldest version that I could find here on the Internet Archive is this right here from December 22nd, 1997. And wow, but the thing is that not only did I find it interesting, it just made me feel really, really crazy old, because going through all of those records, all of those have come from my lifetime. Now, I'm not even 30 years old yet, but I don't know what this was, the 4th version was a part of my life for 6 or 7 years, and it was the web UI that people had probably become the most familiar with, being that it had been around for 14 years. It's just wild to me. Now, I know from the American Astronomical Society's High Energy Astrophysics Division newsletter, or at least most recently in May, that they're taking feedback. I don't want there to be any feedback, but the one thing, when I go to work with some of these older, legacy missions and pages, like here with RxTE, when I want to go and, let's say I need to look up something on data analysis, it's going to take a minute to load, but even especially here with like ROSAT, or I know ASCA has a similar web UI here. I like this older design, and just to let me know that I'm working with a legacy mission, something that's ended, and I like it because it's almost like a little time capsule back into the past, exactly how it's supposed to look, and I can look up the data analysis, and it's really easy for me to find and read through and whatever. You can see I've already been reading through ROSAT F tools and things like that. Same thing with here with RxTE. This would be obviously probably would stay with the older design, but I don't know about I don't know if that's what you guys plan on changing or not, but I'd love it if you just kept the old legacy missions with the old web UI and just kept it as is. I would really, really, like that or appreciate that. But this is not meant to be necessarily feedback to the HEASARC. So again, I don't really know why I made this video or why I'm even making this video right now. That web UI and that design, it was a big part of my life. Since I started doing high energy astronomy and astrophysics 6 or 7 years ago, I got very familiar with it. It's, like I said, it's kind of like going to an old restaurant, or your whatever local hangout place you like, and just seeing that they've remodeled it, redesigned it. It's all it's the same place, but it's just ever so slightly different, and I really miss it. It makes me feel really old. It makes me feel even older that this kind of web UI here is the oldest or the longest running. No, I shouldn't say the oldest, but the longest running web UI of the HEASARC, and I was around for half that period of time, and especially, when I consider the fact that I've worked with a decent amount of different government services, and they don't really change that frequently, and when they do change, it just makes you feel really old. I don't know what to say. I'm not even 30 years old, but I feel so old as a result of it. Yeah, I feel old, folks. If you made it this far, thanks for watching. I don't know why you'd make it this far, but yeah. Adios.